Um,
Lauren,
yeah.
we're starting the show
Yeah, we're starting the show.
right
Okay.
now. Oh my God. Okay, stop. No, go
What?
vape. Just go vape.
I don't have a vape.
Oh my God. Yeah. No, it's so much
That's what's
better just to
hard.
be on something
I know.
because
I'm
when you
like,
get
should I
off of something,
go?
yeah,
Should I go buy a vape?
honestly, like
Do you think I
I
should?
need you to be a Hollywood star. Do you think that Lindsay Lohan went on the set of Georgia Rule?
Without smoking?
Not
Is she
without
quitting
smoking.
smoking?
She
Yeah.
was, yeah, she was basically in flames. That's why people call her fire crotch. Oh, wait.
Brandon Davis coined
Oh
that
my God.
nickname based on.
Yes. Isn't it so weird he's married to Ashley Benson? Like,
Okay, I need to
pop
decide.
culture. Doesn't Cam have a hit of a vape he can give you?
His vapes? I don't know.
Make him text him and be like, go get me a vape. I'm recording.
I'm gonna ask him in person. I think that'll go better.
Oh my
I'll be right
God.
back.
Okay. Oh
Okay.
my God. Jason, keep this all in.
He's
What up?
taking his third bath today because of his hip.
Okay. Okay. You know what? It's just gonna be one of those down bad episodes. And
Okay.
okay. It's gonna be like when we recorded Traders.
Well, I'm not gonna cry and make us start over.
Wow.
No offense. I
I
mean,
feel like
how was
that was
that no?
directed towards me.
How is it offensive when I'm saying what happened? I'm not even like
Wow.
throwing shade.
Unforgivable.
It's literally what happened.
Bravo breakdown.
Okay, let's get down to brass tacks. Let's get into it.
Jack's
Jack's tax. Okay, let's get into the valley of it all.
Yes.
So we are a little bit behind. There's an episode airing even right now as we speak, but we're going to cover episodes 2, the darkness,
The darkness.
the dark episode. Give you guys a little refresher on that, even though I don't know, it's kind of glazed over in my head because it's like all
Yes.
very traumatic and triggering.
Right.
And then we'll get into episode 3, which was, a lot of
It was so
fun.
much
A lot of
fun.
fun.
It's so much fun. Is
Just
it a
good old-
Dave and Buster's?
Dave and Buster's. The sponsorships in episode 3. Okay, we'll get into it. Well, first
We'll
we
get
gotta
into
get
it.
through episode 2.
We gotta go through the dark times.
Okay, so we start with Danny and Naya. They've got the kids in the condo.
Yeah, the
They're going to
kids.
move to Santa Clarita.
Yeah.
There is a little bit of a problem with this season, I've got to say, which is that
The
they're all
kids.
kind of stars now. And so it's like we kind of already know, we have spoilers. So it's like, oh, how is Kristen and Luke's fertility journey going to go? Are they going to get
Right.
engaged? It's like,
Yeah.
well, yeah, she's going to get pregnant and then, they're engaged. And same with Danny and Naya. Like, are they going to have another kid and move to Santa Clarita? Yeah, they just, sold the
Will
story to
they
Us
or
Weekly.
won't they?
Yeah, well,
Yeah, or
not
will
that
they
anyone's
stay in that
invested
condo
in this.
forever? Will they stay in
Yeah.
that condo forever with all those kids? The kids are on the floor in that condo. It's like, whoa.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the good part of the valley is we don't spend too much time invested in any. Even will Jax get better? We don't even really get
That we actually don't know. We have no
it's still
proof
jury's
of that.
still out.
Jury's still out, and a jury has been called in.
And a jury, yes. Jury of his peers. Okay, so then Brittany and Jasmine are listening to Janet talk about her drama with Kristen.
Yep.
Which is she's like trying to make it just a feud with Zach because she knows that the people love Kristen and she thinks that maybe she can still kind of like weaponize and make Zach seem like a bad guy in this or have a feud and storyline with him, I guess.
Janet just has to have a feud, and no matter what the cost.
She's Betty.
Yeah, no matter what the cost, the court of public opinion, pish posh. I have to have a feud.
She's got to have it. Well, I think it's very like Stassi playbook,
yes.
Very like I'm going to terrorize.
Yeah,
because that's a personality. A personality
right.
is liking things like relatable things like ranch or Dave and Buster's, basic stuff. And being mean to people.
Yeah. Man of the people, but mean to people.
Right.
Except Stassi was funny.
Yeah. I mean,
Janet,
here's what they have in common. I do think they're both smart.
Okay.
And I do think they're both like, Janet, I think she is the vibes that she and Jason give me are very like, Do you remember,
Plain.
like, when people, like, applied to Wake Forest in high school, and it was like, "Oh, it's more like Work Forest. You don't have to be smart to get in. You just work really hard."
The Baptist school?
No, it's like not an Ivy. It's like, but it's like still kind of elite, but
No,
it's like
Wake
for
Forest
people.
is like it's a Christian school.
I don't think it's the college.
The college Wake Forest. Yeah, I think it's a very religious school.
No, 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 no. I think it's
I think
like
it's
a
a
Notre
very
Dame, but less.
that's a Catholic
Okay,
school.
yeah, 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 but it's like an echelon. It's like, the, like, prestigious schools for,
Okay,
like,
Janet is a
kids
Wake
who
Forest.
she's very Wake, where it's like, it's like, oh, she's not, like, brilliantly smart or anything,
She's
but
not
she's,
a
like, a
Vassar.
hard worker, you
She's
know?
not, she's not a Cornell, she's not a Dartmouth.
No, no, she's a Wake
She's a
Forest,
Wake
yeah.
Forest. And I can't stay awake for this much longer when she's on screen.
Yeah. She is, I don't know, it's like a little intriguing to me because I'm like, maybe there's something more to her. Like, I am like, I am intrigued by, like, I'm like, that everyone hates you. And
Right.
she's doubling down on the
Yeah.
sack thing. That is
Yeah.
interesting to me, where I'm
Yeah,
like,
it is
she
interesting.
knows this is not popular and that she has no
She
case here
but
saying that
she's
he
like,
wanted her to miscarry. There's nothing
yeah, but then
there.
she's like, but people are talking about me and I'm on the show. And I think that's all she wants.
I appreciate that sacrifice.
I do too.
I like that about her.
Mhm.
Okay, so then the Jacks of it all, Jax and Kristen, they're talking more about the abusive Britney fight.
Mhm.
It's not
It's
good.
not good.
Jax lost control, but he's still kind of trying to be like,
Yeah,
but
it's
it
like
was
what
her. She
yeah,
made me.
Kristen is the voice of reason in this whole series, it feels like.
She
But
really
yeah, when
is.
she's like trying to bring up him denying the horrible things that he's said and done to Brittany, especially like the last thing that they're discussing. He's like, why isn't anybody checking in on me? Why isn't anybody
Yeah.
asking me how I'm doing? And it's like Kristen's literally with you alone at your house asking you why you're doing these very destructive things.
And the whole cast is trying to cover for you at the behest of the producers, being like,
Right, who are about to
he's not
yeah,
usually bad like this.
you
This
don't know
is
him like I know,
okay.
but
Yeah,
he's about to be 5150'd, okay, people? And
I
now
thought
we
you were going to
said
say
it.
he's about to be 51 and 50. He's too old to be doing
He's
this.
about to be 51 and 50, and now we said it.
And 49 and 48 and 47, because he is what?
And guess what?
45 years old.
I went to Wake Forest,
Where did you go to college?
UNT.
Oh, nice. Were you a RTF?
No.
Oh, okay.
Soch.
Oh, so was my mom. Well,
Mm.
she dropped out like me.
Right.
Okay, anyway, so then so another part of this was that Kristen kind of makes him fess up on some stuff that he always body shames Brittany.
Yeah,
And
yeah. She's like, I know that you call her fat. And he's like, I love women who look like Britney.
it's like, oh, that's like a slur the way
Yeah,
you said
no,
it.
but he's like, he can't say like, I love Britney or I love the way Britney looks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you ever watched that horrible spinoff of VPR, not the one we're discussing now because it's not totally horrible. It was
Jax and Brittany take
Kentucky. Yeah, and
I
he
couldn't
would.
watch it.
Yeah, it was really bad. But there was an episode where her family's like, "Why aren't you proposing?" Blah blah blah.
Yeah,
and
because she lost her sparkle.
She lost her sparkle.
Mm.
And by that he was saying she got fat.
Yeah,
but she never got fat.
She didn't. She got giant implants at his behest.
And he wanted them a certain size because he was paying for them.
Yeah.
Ugh.
So yeah, it's like basically, I mean, she's done everything. It's a Frankenstein's creation, and then all she does is want love and acceptance from him, and he hates himself so much that of course he rejects her.
Well, and she's finally just given up on him, and I don't think he ever anticipated that one.
Yeah. I mean, I think that he has been looking for his plan.
He's
didn't
always
go.
looking
It didn't
for
go
an out.
He wanted a way out, and then he finally, he got one.
Yeah, and so then he went to a mental institution. Spoiler.
So then, then Zach and Brittany are talking about Brittany sending the titty
Julian.
pics to Julian,
This
who is
guy Julian we hear about. Julian. He's a friend in the boys chat, which we'll talk about in the next, we'll talk about in a little bit later. But I guess Brittany sending pictures of her boobs. Who cares?
yeah, he's hot. He looks like The Rock. And honestly,
Who gives a shit?
we're
You know what?
We're doing so well on our
By the way,
Valley Bingo, and you guys really do need to go to our Instagram and
Truly.
use it because, like, it's
Use
been
it
a
or lose
blackout.
it. Yeah.
A lot like Jack's, it's been in a blackout.
It's about we're on a blackout. Much
This
like that
whole-
album of Britney Spears. Sing a 50 on
Blackout.
a sister. Blackout. She is 51 and 50. She never will be those ages because she's ageless.
Yeah. And then Zach is they're talking about like Zach's
Canadian
Canadian boyfriend.
The Canadian lover who was like deported but still married to another guy, but they're in love, like him and Zach. It's a whole
too
thing.
confusing.
I'm confused. I don't watch reality TV to be confused, which is why I can't watch The Traitors.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't like
like
to be
I'm glad
confused.
that they're like giving a little more, representation. Like, oh, now the gay friends of we actually get to see their significant others.
Right.
But it's like, they're not going to compete in terms of sheer hatred and dysfunction with the
Right.
other couples of the series. Then
On
I'm
to the
sorry,
next
I don't
one.
care. I love
I know.
representation, but no, let's get a really fucked up gay couple in here, okay?
Let's
'Cause
get
this is the
them on-
Valley, baby.
Let's get them on 90 Day Fiance. Zach, but I do like Zach. I think he
Like Zach. I like Zach.
Yeah, I like Zach.
But he just needs like he needs a boyfriend who they hate.
Who's here.
Who's here and they hate each other.
And is not married and deported.
Yeah.
Right.
That's some real
That's a
potential
spicy
storyline. That's a spicy meatball.
That's a storyline, baby.
Okay, then Jesse and Michele are
They don't like each other.
They do not. But I've kind of, you know what I gotta say about these two?
Great TV.
They work great. They are great coworkers. That coworker relationship as realtors really set them
so
up
strong
for a co-parenting enemy TV relationship.
I've never seen a dynamic duo quite like this.
They are really, this is Hilaria and Alec. Sorry, take note, because this is my favorite scene partners on TV.
No,
right
really.
now.
I mean, we could all take some notes here. How they can just so quickly tear each other down, but there's no screaming, there's no throwing things. There doesn't even seem to be a lot of name calling. They're just talking like this to each other, but saying the most atrocious things.
And they're on board for it. Like, that they were like, let's just get our divorce like on camera for season 1. And they're like, and let's just kind of keep letting this play out on camera. And they're both just they're yes-anding.
They are yes-anding.
I love it. I love it.
They're stars. Yeah. But
it's like moonlighting, It's like, they can't be together because it would ruin the show. But that chemistry
we gotta have it.
We
gotta have it.
Sam and Diane.
They're Sam and Diane, and this is my cheers.
So then Michele cops to that she did cheat
emotionally. Oh, but there calls outside of the house, remember?
Yes. Then we get the call. And he wants to prove like that he
wants to prove that
cheated,
Michele
so
they call Sheena. He calls Sheena because Michele and Jesse, this is how Sheena is like in with the group. It's not from Jackson, Chris, and Brittany. It is because Jesse and Michele were her realtors. Anyway, so then Jesse calls Sheena.
I don't like when they do.
They don't even have her pretend to be on the phone.
Drop them in.
They just have a picture of Sheena, and then she's like, "Yeah, hey Jesse, she cheated on you. Okay, thanks, Sheena. Bye, done." But she did everything she was supposed to. That's how she's such a pro. I love Sheena.
Oh, and she says that Lacey Nicole, his current girlfriend, which we don't have time on this episode, but man, we did the deep dive on her. It's a whole other kettle of fish.
Yeah.
but that she is sleeping with a guy from Baywatch
The
right
Baywatch.
now.
Yeah.
And I did some research on this. This is David Chikachi, who played Cody on the show, has a daughter who, is around Lacey Nicole's age and a thriving real estate career.
Hello.
He has like over 100,000 followers, but it only follows like 200 people, including Lacey Nicole, Jesse's girlfriend. So it definitely is him. I don't know if they're actually sleeping together or what, but you know what? I don't know if she and Jesse are sleeping together.
Only Sheena knows.
Only Sheena knows, really.
Only
And
Sheena really knows.
I want to call her.
I want to call Sheena too.
Yeah, for sure.
That's what she sounds like on the phone.
Yeah,
nails.
Anyway, so more on that at 11. Okay, so then it's Jax's intervention.
Which it really he even is the one who says this feels like an intervention because Danny and Jason are over there like, hey man, like you got to figure this out, you need help, blah blah blah. And then Jackson his confessionals like the way that they're talking to me about like my choices and the things that I've done and how I've hurt people made me feel like I was on an episode of Intervention, which is one of my favorite shows.
Okay, but I love Intervention.
Okay, what? I didn't know that anybody liked the show. I didn't think that anybody watched that show, really. Who is sitting there binging that show?
Yeah, I loved it. I needed an intervention.
It's so scary to me. It's so sad. It makes me so me so very I can't watch people like hurt themselves in that way. Like where I know that they're really like it's not fiction, it's like a real person. Like I can't watch people like shoot up heroin and like drink themselves to death and smoke crack.
That's extremely my shit. You know, I don't want to watch people hurt other people. Like I don't want to watch like, abuse. I don't like the murder stuff. People hurting themselves. I'm like, these are my people.
I can't do that.
Like, I get it, baby.
I want to watch Top Chef. It's probably like you like The Traitors. Just constant hurting of me.
Murder most foul. Okay, so then Jax says yes, he's gonna get help because he has to or he's gonna lose his job.
Right.
And then Brittany and Janet and Michele meet up. Brittany found a thong at the house.
Right.
So it's like Jax is out of control.
Like a thong in the house with like a Clorox wipe on it or something. Remember that? And she took a picture of it. And I found a thong.
Thong.
I found in my bathroom. A thong.
And then now these days, Jax is like, he's sober, but he's like hanging out with that like OnlyFans model all the time.
Oh my God, I can't. I don't care anything about
I
him.
can't. There's too much.
There's too much.
I can't even keep up. Yeah,
I can't even keep up with the Kardashians.
Although I did really laugh so hard at a post I saw on Reddit today on like Vanderpumpaholics or whatever, and it was like a picture of Jax's like tour in Boston. Like someone was looking
all the
at
empty
the tickets,
seats. I saw that same one.
And then someone goes, "Is this in an airplane?" It's the way the setup.
Which is so thin.
It was so thin and
boy.
narrow.
To be first class at that show, baby.
The shade at the venue is so funny. Is this in an airplane? Okay. We're back. So then, more of Zach and the lover. Brittany goes back. She gets to reclaim her house now because Jax is gone. So she and Cruz get the house back because Jax.
Well, she's like, I can get like some of my belongings that have still been in here and some of my child's belongings because he's not supposed to be here. And then, good.
And then he shows up.
Sure.
This is.
Oh no! She yells at him because like you need to get help. You have an addiction. And then we hear about cocaine, and they don't bleep it out. They keep it in. You're an addict. You're addicted to cocaine. Blah blah blah. And he's like you've never done it. Which how is that better? And then she's like, I could pass a drug test right now. And then she's yelling something at the producer.
Yeah, I mean that's I think the thing that made it like a little less scary to watch because it's like at
there's
least
somebody else there.
Fucking Alex Baskin's like, all right, not close to the face. He's kind of like officiating and he's gonna drive him and Jason to rehab or whatever. And then that's kind of the end of the episode. Jason's taking
Jason's taking
Jason. Jason's taking Jason. Yeah, the Couchy and the Caperna road trip. All right, we're going to take a quick break, and then we'll get into episode 3, the fun one.
Not bad.
Yeah, we got through it. I think we kept it pretty light. Ready?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, and now we're getting into episode 3 of The Valley, where we kind of pick up where we left off, but a much lighter tone, where it's like the typical opening sequence of the gang spreading the word that Jax is going to rehab, where it's like, you know, like, oh, like taking care of the kids.
Can you believe that guy?
And like Jax is going to rehab, and then, you know, like a
Pass
quick,
it on.
a sequence like of them like at margaritas that's been cut down to like half of a sentence of like in rehab, pass it on.
Whoa.
Rizzo's pregnant. And then so then Jason comes back from dropping off Jax, and he goes to Brittany, and he's like, he's so out of his element. He's like, you know, like everyone in the world, I told him, could benefit from, you know, like a 30-day you know, like stay in a mental health institute to detox.
Yeah. Everyone in the world could use that.
Everyone could use that. And then Janet and Michele come over. They all hope Jax is taking it seriously. Mm-hmm. They all talk about like, depending on how long he stays is his future with his son. And it's like, oh my God. I'm wondering if like Jason is gonna have like a Bethany style freak out of like, you left rehab 2 weeks early. Dennis. You never asked about Janet.
You never asked about Janet.
I
gave up weeks of my life for you.
I gave up workers' compensation cases where I was gonna sue people for faking injuries for you. I hope. One can hope. And then we also learned that Brittany is filing a restraining order and filing for custody.
I'm filing a restraining order. I'm filing for full custody.
Which is
good. And now she said it.
And now she said it.
Yes.
So then abrupt cut to Jesse, Kristen, and Luke at a tea party.
Record scratch. What?
And then it's like a royalty-free, like, like a pop
Wait, this
circumstance.
This is not quite the British national anthem.
Bum, 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 bum. That's it, right? God save the queen. So Jesse is putting out croissants on like a cake plate and serving tea. And then Kristen and Luke come over, and they're like, isn't this weird that we're having a tea party in Jesse's kitchen? It's like, yeah, but it's the Valley. We don't have time to explain why it's tea.
Yeah,
why it's happening in the kitchen.
Yeah, apparently like him and Luke and Kristen, they're all like really good friends even still right now, which is insane.
It is very like, I think the enemy of my enemy is my friend situation, you know, but I also think that he and Luke kind of have a little bit of like an incel thing going on that I feel
they're
like
in
they
the
can
same
bond
subreddit.
over.
Yeah.
Yes. And the same group chat we'll hear about soon.
Oh, the bullshit.
The bullshit. So Jesse reiterates that he thinks Aaron and Michele were together last season and Michele was lying about it. And he's got, he wants to set up his case over this tea.
Right.
He said, Aaron's honey, because he's a honey salesman as well as an actor, has been in their cabinet for 2 years.
Yeah.
And he said when questioned about Aaron, Michele claimed that Aaron would never date a married woman with a kid, which clearly he is now.
Yeah.
But also I'm like, Jesse, what of course, like she's got male friends and you're being like, you're sure he doesn't want to fuck you? You're sure? God, like I would never have to explain to Cam, like, no, my guy friend, he would never, you know, date like a married. It's just so crazy. I will also watch this with Cam, who thinks that Jesse is worse than Jax, which I'm like, you're so wrong.
You're so wrong. You haven't put up with Jax for years like we have.
Yes, he doesn't get it. He just thinks that like Jesse is such a misogynist, like Tim Heidecker character, like the worst of toxic masculinity, you know. But that's why we love him.
That's why we love him. He's so funny.
He's made for TV.
Oh my God, the part where he's like, yeah, and I can prove about like, cause she just started going on hikes at Runyon.
Full makeup, no
ring.
She said it's because she didn't want to lose her ring.
And he sold honey on
hiking.
Runyon.
And yeah, she gets his honey from his house. His house is near Runyon. I'm like, I don't know.
Whoa.
I'm like, it's not crazy to not want to work out in your wedding ring.
Yeah,
not
I
crazy at
mean, like,
all.
there's a lot of times I don't wear my ring.
Yeah, I don't right now just because, like, you know, we didn't have the AC going, and it got so hot that I would bloat, and then it would like leave a
Yeah,
mark on
like, yeah, no, I mean, like, there's days that I just like don't put it on.
Yeah, yeah.
Doesn't mean anything. Doesn't mean that I'm gonna go buy honey from a guy off of Runyon.
And then, oh yeah, and then Kristen also explains that actually Aaron was not the guy that she had heard Michele was dating. The show has completely misled us the past 2 episodes that this is the source of Jesse and Kristen's bond,
Right.
was that Kristen was right and she was with this guy, Aaron, the whole time. Kristen's like, no, it's a different guy. And then Jesse's like, and I'm going to prove that she cheated not once, but twice.
Well, and we already know about Quentin Tarantino because she's talked about that too, which was from last season.
Yeah, and I feel like I have not been vindicated enough. I need to get on our TikTok, and all these haters who were like, no, it's not. It's Michael Bay. You're wrong. Da, da, da. I posted, I knew it the night it came out. And then you guys, so believe me when I tell you that Lacey Nicole, the guy she may or may not have had sex with, is the guy who played Cody on Baywatch, because I was right about Quentin, and I'm right about David Chocolate. And she's got a type, and it's guys who sell real estate in Malibu who are 20 years older than her and used to like work with really hot, buxom sex symbols of the 90s. Pamela Anderson, and then for Jesse, Anna Nicole Smith.
And we're signed with CAA.
So then Jesse tells us about this cast trip that he's planning to Santa Barbara. It's a wine tasting trip. I'm so excited. He's going to be such a choach on it.
Oh, he's going to be so good. Oh, I can't wait to see him in wine. I'm just insufferable. And I hope he calls it Capri the whole time.
Capri, yeah.
Wearing Capri.
Santa Barbara. And then he's inviting Michele on the cast trip so he doesn't get pushed back.
He's inviting Michele and her boyfriend. Yeah.
And then Janet calls Kristen and while she's at this tea party and invites her to her birthday party at Dave & Buster's on Friday night. Kristen is shocked, but she is going to entertain the idea. Of course she's going to go because it's like
because she has to go.
It's her job.
It's her job.
And then we see Aaron and Michele. We see another sequence of people, you know, word spreading. And we see Aaron and Michele talking. And Aaron says he's not going on the Santa Barbara trip. He says, Michele, you have fun with that. We'll see if he changes his tune on that one. Because it kind of seems like he will by the end of the episode. Then we have Kristen and Naya getting fertility acupuncture. This is, again, the thing where it's like, I'm glad, it's great that people are sharing their stories.
About it. Yes.
Naya talks about, you know, their fertility journey, and she struggled with infertility, and Kristen, trigger warning, pregnancy loss, talks about dealing with pregnancy loss and how it's been hard to get pregnant and stuff. And then Danny and Luke talk about it too. But also I'm like, well, you know, but spoiler alert, they're both pregnant now.
They're both
pregnant. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know,
but you know, it's
representation
like,
is
like
good.
the girls, they gotta have something to pretend to do during the day.
Yeah, they gotta stick some needles on their belly. And honestly, they should give her extra for this endorsement, because it's like, man, that fertility acupuncture place, the fact that Naya said she got pregnant 6 weeks later, Kristen seems like did get pregnant like 2 months after doing it on camera. Like this, their business is going to be booming. They're going to receive way more of a boost, a baby boom than Dave & Buster's will from this episode.
I hate acupuncture.
Yeah.
It hurts.
I've only had dry needling, but yeah, it hurts.
It hurts. Like, it actually is totally unpleasant.
Yeah.
Ugh.
So then, also Luke is saying he wants to propose. We know he's gonna. Anyway, so also Luke and Danny talks about the boys chat that everyone's on. Apparently
Julian's in there. Julian's in the boys chat.
Jesse was Rookie of the Year last year.
I'm want to be in this boys chat.
How many awards are there?
How do I get to read only access in this boys chat?
Is there a Heisman? Is there like how many like?
Heisman.
I like how, you know, like Rookie of the Year.
And you know that what they
MVP.
didn't even do awards, but Jesse's like, I'm the rookie of the year.
It's an unofficial designation he's
Right.
given himself. He probably bought his own trophy.
Yeah.
But anyway, he says on the chat that Michele is sleeping with a billionaire for
$1,500 a night.
$1,500 a night.
He's saying that she's a sex worker.
Yeah.
But he is still married to her.
Yes.
And this is still the mother of his kid. Okay.
Yeah. But it's also like, I just
camp.
I still don't understand really the boys chat. I guess it's kind of like I'm sure there's lots of chats.
Well, Jesse explained it. It's sacred.
I mean, I don't know. It's just so weird for there to only be one.
What happens in the boys chat stays in the boys chat. Or does it?
I imagine that there's like lots of conversations and text threads and stuff going on with cast members of shows all the time.
It was this boys chat's famous in pop culture news, pop culture memory. Stassi, when Stassi and Beau were getting married, they got married in Italy. She still doesn't speak to Jax and Brittany to this day because they had RSVP'd to her wedding. And then the day that everyone's supposed to be flying out to Italy, and it was a very small wedding because it was like still kind of like COVID protocols. Brittany's like, sorry, we couldn't get cruises, passport, whatever. But actually what happened was Jax was like, we're not going to that fucking wedding, and told everybody in the boys chat because there's so many fucking people in there, not remembering that Beau was also in the boys chat. So he knew exactly what was going on, and Jax was just being a piece of shit. This is the same boys chat.
Same one?
It's the same boys chat.
Well, Brittany on Watch What Happens Live also said there's more to that story.
Yes. And it's probably in the boys chat.
It's probably in the boys chat.
Where the boys are. No, that's where the boys are.
That's just so crazy to me that I guess like Vanderpump Rules, the men had such a specific like kind of Mexican standoff thing going on where they all had so much shit on each other.
Yeah.
That whenever anyone started to leak something, the other person would threaten,
Julian was in this boys chat too. And that's what people would say about Julian. He's like, I guess Jax was friends with him, but not great friends. He's just in our boys chat. So it was like, yeah, like both Toms are in this boys chat. Like it's everybody. Alex Baskin's probably in it.
He probably is.
Yeah, that's probably where he gets his ideas.
How do we get on this?
I don't know. I want to make it into a movie.
Boys chat.
I want to buy the rights to the boys chat.
Like Zola?
Yeah. I wanna make it a horror film.
Yeah.
How do I get the rights to that boys chat?
Another interesting thing about the boys chat is that Jason is banned because of his droid.
Because he doesn't have he doesn't have an iPhone, so he's not allowed to be in the boys chat.
Bigotry is
so
everywhere.
You would never be able to be in the boys chat, Lauren, because she's got a droid.
Even if I try to do just one of the guys 80s type disguise.
Name meme. Oh my god, Steve Buscemi. Hello, fellow kids.
Yeah, Well, yeah, more like when he disguises himself as the math teacher in season 7 at third. We just rewatched 31. Okay. Anyway, so then Jesse and Jason are having coffee. They're talking about Janet's birthday. Jason is like pushing Janet's agenda of like, I don't want to be around Zach when he's drinking because he goes so crazy. And Jesse's like, I don't know, whatever. He's like, who's crazy while he's drinking is Danny.
This was a shock. This truly shocked me, but then didn't shock me because, as he tells us all the time, he's got 3 under 3, which is a fuck ton of kids and a condo. But he's also the most Hollywood out of all of them, baby. He's really he's doing all that voice work. He's got high stress. He is a blackout drunk, you guys.
He's a blackout drunk. Apparently, Jason tells us he put his hand on Jasmine's thigh when they were out drinking because apparently he sneaks shots when they're all out drinking.
That's really bad.
It's inappropriate.
When you're sneaking alcohol is never a good sign.
Never good. And so then he puts his hand on her thigh and says, get daddy a drink. And then she brings back drinks for everyone, for her girlfriends. Yeah. And then he approached Melissa, her girlfriend, while she was doing that.
I thought it was her wife.
Her butt. Is it her girlfriend?
I don't know.
Maybe they're engaged.
They're domestic partnership.
Yeah. So that he grabbed her butt. And so then,
Crazy.
and Jason's like, and I've heard a lot of stories like this, but this is farther than I've heard on the stories. Here's what's really crazy. This is what I've read about Jason.
Janet's husband.
People have been saying they see Jason out without his ring and that he's been grabbing people's
See,
butt.
and I would think that about Jason too, because Janet sucks.
She's driving him to it.
She's driving
him to butt
anytime
grabbing.
a man steps out,
It's a woman's
the
fault.
woman did something.
She did. She did.
Yeah, behind every great man is a lousy ass woman.
Yeah, Naya and Janet were asking for it.
The fact that Danny is like not banned forever from this group is insane to me. Like that he's like one of the good guys. It's just like, this is such reprehensible behavior. It's like, remember Michael from Potomac? He did this kind of shit, remember?
Yeah, I mean, he did
and it was like, we heard about it all season long, which we should have, because it was fucked up and all the women were yelling at Ashley, like, your husband's disgusting. How can you be with the person who does this?
I do think it's a little, like, for me, if it's one time and it was like in a blackout,
but
I'm
it
like,
sounds like he's done this before.
No, but Jason said it's never been
this
like this. Yeah.
With a cast member.
I think it's just that he gets drunk and he's like, thinks he's being
daddy
funny.
a drink.
It's like,
Okay.
you know,
I don't know.
I don't think he's making like
okay. I don't know if I like, you know, buy his whole Dave Coulier act though, and that's all I'll say about that.
It's Dave Coulier,
like he's like, you know, like
he's pretending to be a pedophile who dates Alanis Morissette.
No, he's just like, is Dave Coulier a pedophile?
Did you not know that? You ought to know.
But that's not about him being a pedophile.
It's when she dated him from when she was 14 to when she was 17.
How old is he?
Like 29 to 34.
Jason, cut that. We will get sued.
No, we won't. Everyone knows this. This is crazy. You don't know this.
Okay. Well, I was talking about the Rocky and Bullwinkle voices because Dave Coulier, Dave and Danny, they do voices.
Uncle, yeah, you mean like Uncle Joey.
Uncle Joey.
But no, again, I don't like that Danny is like a blackout drunk
women.
groper, but I do like that he does not do the voices on TV. I would like him to do. I'm giving him a little bit of a break.
I don't know. You know what? If he grabbed my ass and did a Rocky and Bullwinkle impression, yeah, I would get him a drink.
Yeah, hachi machi.
Machi.
Okay, so then it's
he does
you
Pepe
really
Le
like
Pew.
That. Yeah, that's why he was really just doing a Pepe Le Pew impression.
Pepe
Lisa got white paint down the back of her, and so it was just like a reference to Mel LeBlanc, his hero, you know. Okay, anyway, we're getting too much into the 1930s again.
Oh boy.
With our Merry Melodies references. Okay, so Janet's birthday pregame. Brittany, Zach, and Luke and Kristen are pre-gaming at Brittany's. She got the house back.
Yeah, she got her smile back. She got the yacht.
Yeah, we got the yacht. And Zach is okay not being invited,
and
but
he keeps saying that he's okay with Brittany not taking him.
Yeah, but he knows, he's like, but I know Janet is scheming. But I don't know if she's really scheming. She's really just trying to
regret this.
Yeah. I mean, I guess my thing is, I think the thing going on between Zach and Janet is it's like he doesn't know if she's trying to edge him out of the cast or if the feud is their storyline. I think that's the confusing thing, you know?
Yeah, she needs to let him know.
She needs to let him know, because I think that they could really go a lot farther if like there was that kind of sense of trust, you know? Like,
yeah.
But you don't know with Janet. It's like, it seemed like she tried to get Kristen kicked off the show that's about Kristen.
God.
But I love the audacity, though. I do love
that. God, I do think about that argument from last season about Michele being a racist because she's a Republican, and
then Janet just using that as an opportunity to be like, what if Kristen's just not on the show and I'm the star?
Yeah.
Like, that is cunty. That's all about Eve.
It's serving cunt.
It's serving cunt.
It's serving.
And then, and then Luke drops the, Jesse said on the boys' text that Michele is sleeping with a billionaire for $1.5K a night, and that, and that Danny told him.
Yeah, so he tells Brittany that
He's like, I'm
information.
just gonna. I love how
So you
Kristen
wanna know what happened in the boys'
coached
chat?
him so much to be such a little shit stirrer, you know? Or he's like, that's just me. I'm a straightforward guy,
I'm a
you know?
straight shooter from Colorado. Ugh.
Yeah, and it's like they really. I don't know. At first, I was like, this guy, he's
But you
not.
know what? I like him.
I think
And he's friends with Jesse. I like it. I like an interloper.
Yes, I agree, and I think he really loves it. And also, Kristen has got him like kind of
He's
dressing
had
a little
glow
more.
up this season. Have you noticed? Like, I don't think she lets him wear flannel anymore.
Yeah, I mean, he still was wearing like the American flag navy T-shirt, but then in the confessionals, he's wearing like the blue kind of members only
He's
jacket,
like, yeah.
a James May shirt, a necklace. I'm
Yes.
like, she's LA-ifying him.
Yes,
for
his
sure.
hair. He's got gel.
Gel, yeah,
Yeah,
less Van Gogh.
right.
Yeah,
and we haven't heard him talk about Colorado in 3 whole episodes now.
yeah.
Yeah.
Which thank God.
Thank God. There's nothing that happens in that fucking state.
Right.
He lives in the middle of nowhere. What is
Yeah.
it, Denver? Ugh.
Well, there's no running water,
There's
electricity.
There's no electricity.
Colorado.
That's Colorado for you. Mountain time. What's that?
So then we're at Dave and Buster's. And yeah, Janet is,
Janet's very into it. She wants everyone to go look at the prize room. She's walking around Dave and Buster's about like, this is how you play this game. She's got her fanny pack of tokens. It's like, okay, girl, you really committed to the bit. I don't
like when she does this. I don't like when it's like, look at my personality. Isn't it cool how liking things is my personality?
I want to drone at Dave and Buster's. It's like, girl, your friend's a prostitute and everybody just found out.
Yeah.
We're not fucking playing whack-a-mole with you right now.
Yeah, but I do like the self-absorption in that, like I just wish we could get off the
she didn't stop playing whack-a-mole when this was revealed at her birthday.
I do like that. It is very like Stassi, my birthday, my fucking birthday. But I just don't like the Bacon as a personality kind of of Janet, that's Janet. Damn it, Janet. So then Michele and Jesse see each other, and Michele talks about how Jesse is obsessed with spray tans, and they always got all over his shirt, but she wasn't allowed to wear makeup the whole time they were dating because he hated when girls get makeup on their shirt. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so like
what's going on?
This is like War of the Roses.
Yeah,
like they
and it's
are
like,
Kathleen Turner. She looks so beautiful this season.
I know.
Oh my god.
No, this is such a great scene. Like the rest of what happens is so perfect.
It's so good.
It's so perfect.
So Brittany immediately tells Michele and Janet about the rumor. Yeah. And then Danny walks up and they're like, oh yeah, so Luke said this happened in the boys chat, and Danny, he genuinely, either he's a good actor or he genuinely was not expecting this to come out on camera immediately. He thought it would
Dave and Buster's, yeah.
He thought it would take a couple of episodes because he looks flummoxed.
Yeah, he's like, and then we go to his confessional. He's like, I'm dead.
Yeah, he's like, cut it out.
See?
Luke?
Now you're on the Coulier train.
Danny immediately admits it's true, too. Michele cries, and Danny is like, what the fuck, dude? Luke, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And then Michele is just giving great crying monologue.
Like, this was the thing. It's like she hears this from Brittany, and she didn't have much of a reaction except just like, Jesse, but she never denied it.
She never denied it, and that's why it's like,
it was a little sus.
It does,
and also, like her reaction is kind of
like, how dare he tell people this kind of?
Yeah,
it's like,
but then we all like, there's just things that are kind of like, now I feel like Jesse like trying to put 2 and 2 together. It's like, okay, because then we find out that Jesse's living beyond his means and he can't pay for certain things. Does Michele have to get another job? I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's always
I don't think that she's a prostitute or a sex worker. And if she was, I really wouldn't care. And good for her if she wanted to be. Yes. I would just be like, if you're doing that with a billionaire, he should be paying you more than $1,500.
Yeah, that's not enough, I felt
That's not enough.
That's like as much as Carrie Bradshaw being mistaken for a sex worker in like 1999.
Yeah, we gotta inflation, guys. We gotta do better. So then Michelle's thing is not to freak out at Jesse and be be like, you can't see your kid because you're calling me a sex worker. These are heinous things to say. Like, your lawyer, he doesn't, we find out also he's representing himself. He doesn't have a divorce attorney, which is also
Oh my God,
insane.
what I wouldn't give. Court TV, well, I need the tapes.
We need Nancy Grace. We need Nancy Grace in the boys chat. And I want her to tell me every day what happened.
Yes.
Oh my God. Nancy Grace, like, retelling of the boys chat.
At 7:51, Julian texted a picture of Brittany's kitty.
Who asked me to apologize? So yeah,
Michele. Wait, another interesting thing that Michele says before we get into her interesting proposal is that she says that Jesse, she's like, it's not my fault my husband never wanted to touch me or kiss me or give me a compliment for years. It was like, wait, he didn't want to fuck you? Because it's like last season it seemed like she was the one who cut him off. But I'm like, I guess maybe it was mutual.
Right, a mutual disdain, which I can see that.
But now I feel like
they both seem so obsessed with the idea of the other one being with another person.
Fuck. Yes, I feel like they could.
They want to fuck. And guess what? Jesse invited her to stay in the house in Santa Barbara.
Oh my God.
But
Michele, because
he knew it was going to remind her of Capri. Those old feelings coming to the surface, bubbling.
And truly, I don't think this Lacey Nicole, it's like, there's no pictures of them together on her Instagram. Also,
no such thing as a Lacey Nicole.
Not a real person, guys. This is what our deep dive has revealed. She is not real.
Not real. She's ChatGPT.
She is a ChatGPT, like that was put together to audition for like Real Housewives of OC and be in their reserves, like be in their like, you know, like, oh, she'll get cast
an alternate.
Yeah, she's an alternate for like a friend of in 2028. Like, and that Bravo, created in a lab. Like, she's not real. Right. So he just
wants to be with something real again. He loves her.
They're meant to be.
Yes, and how he expresses his love is a little different. And the way he does it is telling everyone in the boys chat, who's every like B-list reality TV star man that we know about.
All the worst men.
That his current wife is still like, she's a sex worker getting paid.
Yeah. But see, even that, I think that there's like, I feel like they've cleared all of the talking points for like, they're like, okay, this is the stuff that you could bring up on camera, you know?
Yeah, this is what they can bring up on camera.
Yeah. Like Michelle's like, okay, you can talk about like, you know, that I slept with it, because that's kind of a flex, right?
Because I'm going to talk about how like Isabella like FaceTimes my boyfriend and we live with him. Like, what?
Like, that's what they figured out. That's their like version of the divorce.
Agreement.
Yes, this is the agreement. Yeah,
because he doesn't have an attorney.
No.
Because you know who else represented themselves? Tom Sandoval.
No, he had attorneys. But
it's in the boys chat.
No, he had lawyers for, I mean, maybe they...
No, he's representing himself. Lauren, I'm serious.
Okay, back to Michele. Michele, she's adding something to the mediation, to the agreement.
Yeah, we're still at Dave & Buster's.
We're still at Dave & Buster's, and she has a creative, democratic solution. That so she's like, okay, I'm going to go to each person in the group, and I don't feel comfortable sharing the house in Santa Barbara that Jesse is renting with him. So we're going to vote, should I stay in a hotel or should Jesse stay in a hotel? So Janet is like, oh, yeah, Jesse, for sure. And then, like, not even questioning. And Brittany's like, oh, yeah, for sure. You know, Jesse, yeah. Mm-hmm. And then Kristen's like,
wait, no.
What?
He's like, paying for the trip. It's his trip.
But also,
he's
like,
not paying, but
not
he's the one
renting the house. His
it.
name is on it, but like,
but still, it's technically his trip. Anyway, to kick him out of that is kind of an insane thing to do on Michelle's part.
Yeah.
And Kristen is right to be like, wait, it's his trip.
Yes. Yeah.
Why would he stay in a hotel?
And then Michele cries. Why don't my friends see my side?
Nobody would see my side about
Brittany, but worse. Jesse's by far worse than Jax.
He's way worse than Jax.
And I guess that's what we should end on, I think.
Is this the competition we needed?
Worse than Jax? I really don't think that Jesse is worse than Jax.
I
really
don't.
don't.
I don't want to think that.
No, I mean, I
I
think
don't
they're
think that. I
both
think like I
terrible.
don't. I will say I don't know if Jesse's done the sort of things in front of his kid that Jax has done.
Yeah, I don't think Jesse's drug problem is as out of control as Jax's or his rage. I think
Yeah.
he has horrible rage that is
Yeah.
out of control and a drug problem, but I don't think that it's
He has a
out of
drug problem?
control. I
I
think
didn't know.
so. So the way that Michelle and Brittany were talking about it in the first episode was very like
Yeah, he's been
alluding.
around for a long time in this group. It's weird that we never heard. Well, we did. Like, there was like he was at their wedding. He was at Jackson Brittany's wedding. He was there. So was Michelle, and so was her billionaire boyfriend. No, that's her client.
Her client. Oh yeah, and then it seems like also at the end of the episode that her boyfriend Aaron is gonna go to.
Something's going on with his face. It scares me. His eyes.
He reminds me of like he's just very actor to me. He reminds me of the guy who plays in like Boyles and
Oh my god, that's not a good thing.
well, that guy's he's a good actor.
Yeah, but we don't know his name.
Maybe
but
he's
been in everything.
He's had too much honey.
He's had too much honey.
His honey face.
He's got honey face.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not good.
Yeah, well, I hope that Jesse does continue to kind of
devolve.
Well, also like I just kind of like the way that this Sherlock Holmes mystery of how many guys Michelle fucks during their marriage. I hope we continue to like tease it out throughout the season. You know?
Yeah.
That's what's so great about The Valley is there's other shows like Vanderpump Rules. I was so frustrated. I'm like, so you guys are just never gonna get the truth about Raquel and Tom and how long they were fucking.
Insane.
Like you're just never gonna follow up on that. The Valley, I'm like, guys, it's not really about the truth. It's about the journey, you know?
The journey. And what else is going to be? What else is going to be revealed from this boys' chat?
Yes. Like, is any of it true? I don't really care, you know?
And like I would just go insane if I had a chat with like 30 desperate people from Hollywood all day long saying things.
It's like all the ghosts of like Bravo, like I'm sure Michael Darby is on it. I'm sure
my God.
Brooks Marks and Brooks Air is both on it.
Definitely. Oh my God, definitely. Yeah. Alexis is probably in there.
Yeah, she and Johnny J share a
phone.
Lexi.
Yeah, Johnny J is definitely in there.
Their shared burner is in there.
Yeah. Oh my God.
All the worst, man.
All the worst men. Yeah, Tom D'Agostino.
Tom D'Agostino, for sure. Anyone who hangs out at the Regency, definitely.
Yeah, Harry Dubin.
Yeah. They went to the Chateau Marmot and they ran into Jesse and they got in that group chat.
They got in that boys chat. Yeah. Oh my God. Do you think? Oh my God. They just shot the reunion too. I heard that they had to.
Sad. It's going to be 10 episodes again then.
No, they had to. Well, no. What they did is they had to shoot the reunion early.
Oh, because is Jax like.
I think he's like not okay, and he is probably gonna have to like the word on the street, which is a lot of different subreddits, just reposting from the same subreddit, but like that he's like not okay, and they thought that maybe he was like not if they did the reunion when they would typically do it when it was kind of scheduled, like he wasn't going to be around for that or something. Yeah.
Well, now I'm kind of worried about him.
What?
Like now hearing that, I'm like,
because like no one's going to his Boston show. They had to shoot the reunion early. Yeah.
Now I am kind of worried.
Like I think maybe he's gonna go back to rehab. I don't know. Something's going on because I know even when they had the premiere, which wasn't long ago.
But like even the idea.
I saw an interview with Brittany on the red carpet, and they were like asking her something about Jackson, and she's like, I don't know if he's really changed. And then she was like, I don't want to say that. And then she was like looking really scared. And she's like, I don't know if he's like around me. And she looked freaked out. Like she was very upset. And then it was also the same night that I think Michelle lunged at Jesse. Remember you sent me that article? She lunged at Jesse for calling her a prostitute.
Yes.
So like then it ended on a high note that evening.
Thank God. Yeah.
Thank God. They know what to do to bring the laughter and the joy.
Yeah.
Those two.
Yeah. Like we've got Jackson Brittany is more of kind of like a sleeping with the enemy type
Yeah.
territory. But then, and I was worried about that being Michelle and Jesse, but Michelle
No,
and
Michelle and
Jesse,
Jess are they're Catherine Hepburn.
and Spencer Tracy. Yeah, it's
Spencer
War of the
Tracy.
Roses. It's like Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it's
Oh no, you're
moonlighting.
right. They are Elizabeth. They're Elizabeth Taylor and
Richard
Richard
Burton.
Burton.
And
That's who they are.
and they're gonna get married a
They're gonna
second
get
time.
married again.
Yeah.
Oh my God, they are totally Liz and Dick.
They're so Liz and
They're
Dick.
so Dick.
My gosh, which brings it back around to Lindsay Lohan. Have you seen that movie?
I saw it the night it premiered. I live tweeted.
Oh my gosh,
it.
I think that we were together.
We're together. Yeah. Oh my God, her smoker's voice in that movie.
Oh my gosh, she's like,
insane.
I remember the part that I always remember so clearly is when she goes, "I'm so bored."
Michelle and Jesse, tell us, folks, if you agree that they are Liz and Dick. I'm so glad we figured it out finally.
Yeah,
that's who they really are.
Totally Liz and Dick.
Yeah,
Because she's a true beauty, like Elizabeth Taylor.
Yeah, and they both like the finer things in life.
Yeah, and he's a true pretentious.
And Richard Burton spent all of his
like
money.
Richard Burton. Yeah.
And Michelle, Jesse is probably going to be your only true love, really. Just like Richard Burton was really Elizabeth Taylor.
All right, let's land this plane. Okay, so we've got a whole season of The Valley coming at you. We're going to start Bethany Ever After once we get our exciting guest lined up.
We have to schedule.
We've got the Baldwins finale, along with some excerpts from Eladia's first book.
Oh boy.
I need to pre-order the second one.
Oh my God.
Gotta support my gal.
We gotta support immigrants.
Yes. So important right now in this administration.
We have to support immigrants right now.
All right. We love you guys. This was a super long one, but we'll get back to oral exams and
oral to our husbands.
And oral to our husbands next week.
Never.
Bye.
Bye. Am I loaded?